What's up, people? This is my first video I'm going to do on YouTube. My daughter's been on here for a long time, so I thought I would give it a try. And to start out with, I'm going to do my top 10 list of the best horror movies of all time. And this is just my opinion. Everybody's going to have a different opinion of it, so I thought I would start out with this. So, to start off with, I've got 30 Days of Night. This is a pretty freaky movie because it's got a bunch of German sounding talking vampires in it. They go to Alaska and start killing what's left of the people up there. And certain times of the year, they have 30 straight days of nighttime. So they go on like a feeding frenzy. It's a very well made movie. You know, it's got good actors in it. Special effects are real good. It's just an overall good quality movie. So this is my number 10. I'm starting off with this one right here. I definitely recommend watching this movie. Next, we have. Normally, I wouldn't say a remake would be very good, but I'm a big fan of Halloween, so when I seen this Rob Zombie version of Halloween, it just blew me away. I was really surprised. Now, the second movie he just come out with was just was awful. I did not like it at all. It was weird. It was way out there. This movie here is really, really good. You know, really hard to beat as far as a good sequel goes, or a remake. I'm sorry, but definitely recommend this one. This is my number 9. All right, my number 8 would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the original here, directed by Tobe Hooper, or Tobe Hooper, however you pronounce it. Um, this is a really weird movie, and it's about these people that go out, which I'm sure everybody's seen it, but it's about these people that go out, you know, way out in the country, and they wind up running these freaky people. It's like a family. They've got like skeleton chairs and stuff in their house, and they put kill people and put the meat in their chili. You know, it's just pretty wild for 1970 or early 70s, 74, I believe. Um, this is definitely a recommended watch, so definitely need to watch that. Okay, my number 7 movie is, I don't have a cover for it. I do have it on a disc, but I don't have a cover. Is Gargoyles. It's a really old movie. It's got a lot of actors that was just starting out, like Scott Glenn is in it. There's ex-football player Bernie Casey. He plays the gargoyle in it. It's a really good movie for to be so old because when I saw it when I was a kid, it freaked me out. So I definitely recommend watching that movie. Okay, my number 7 movie would be. Oh, I'm sorry. My number 6 movie would be Exorcism of Emily Rose. This movie drives my wife crazy. Every time I put it on, she just goes completely bananas, and she's not right for like 2 days after. So this is really it's a real Exorcist type movie, and Jennifer Carpenter is the one that plays Emily Rose in this movie. You couldn't have found a better person to play this part because I mean, she plays just a strange, freaky, scary part really, really good. And this is another well-made movie that's just absolutely freak you out. So definitely recommend this one. Okay, Friday the 13th is a great movie. I like it, but you have to admit it doesn't have Jason in it, so it's not as good. So I will start out with Friday the 13th Part 2. Very good movie. Jason pops up in this movie with a pillowcase on his head with a hole in it, just wreaking havoc. So this is a really good movie. Definitely must see. All right, my number 4. Normally sequels I don't really care too much about, but this sequel I had to throw in there because it's not often people make a great movie and then have a sequel that's just as good as the first one. So John Carpenter Halloween 2 was just as scary as the first one. Same actors, nothing changed pretty much from the first one to the second one, and you can pick the Halloween movies up for next to nothing now. And if you're going to have a scary movie collection, you have to have Halloween and Halloween 2 the originals in your collection. That's a must-have. But this is a great movie. It's scary half to death. When I was a kid, it was like I wake up in the middle of the night and think he's standing in a corner. I can see his shadow in the corner. So hard to beat Halloween or Halloween 2, either one. All right. My number 3 movie. Now this might kind of freak you out a little bit because this is just totally random, totally off the wall. So I'm gonna throw this in there because something like this could happen, or has happened. Something like this could happen next door to you or something. You never know. I mean, just the way the world is now. But this movie right here, Helter Skelter. This movie right here is a definite must see because this can tell you how, excuse me, how freaky people can get when they're wired out, doped up, whatnot. You know, this this is another example of brainwashing, how people can be easily brainwashed and what they can do while they're being brainwashed, what they're capable of. I mean, this is really just a out there movie. You know, a lot of innocent people get killed in this movie that didn't deserve to get killed. Which I mean, it's a true story movie. You know, it's a documentary, but you know, it's a definite watch. This is about as real to life as it is right here. So definitely recommend that too. For my number 2, hard to beat, very hard to beat. It was a draw between number 1 and number 2, but you know, as far as being, you know, I'm in my late 30s, pushing 40. When I was real young, this movie practically melted my brain. I mean, this movie for, you know, the early 70s was just unreal. I mean, this movie scare you shitless. You know, it's just unbelievable. And the actors in it and stuff, you know, it just everything added to the movie. Just every little detail, every little thing. You know, they're out in the desert, they find all this, you know, religious artifacts and stuff, and just one thing leads to another, and you know, I definitely wouldn't recommend eating any kind of soup before you watch this movie. Now, for my number one scary movie at all time, still even to this day, you know, still get a ripple up my spine even when I watch this movie. The first Halloween movie, of course, this is a different cover here, is what the original was. The other one was like a half pumpkin head with a knife and stuff. But this has to be, in my opinion, the scariest movie ever made. Because in 1978, when I was about 8 years old, my brothers and all of us took me to go see this movie. And Dad, you know, we all went. We used to always see scary movies together, especially at the drive-in. But when I went and seen this movie right here, I was scared to death for like a month. And this movie, now, you know, movies they have coming out nowadays, you know, are not quite, you know, they're scary, but I mean, for back in the day when this come out, there wasn't a whole lot of scary movies out there. That was just really starting to take off, especially in the early '80s. But this movie right here was like what Van Halen was to rock and roll in '78. I mean, this movie here just blew my mind. So this better, you know, if you have people over, if you have the kids or something over, you know, I don't know if I'd put this in their brain or not because they really freak them out. But you know, like I say, the stuff they watch nowadays is nothing compared. You know, it's nothing compared to what this was. So this is my number 1, Halloween. John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. A must-have. You have to have this movie. I could watch it 100 times, never get tired of it. I always pick out something new every time I watch it. So there's that. And that's my top 10. So on my next video, I think I will probably do scary movies that you've probably never heard of, especially early scary movies. A lot of off-the-wall movies that you probably don't know of, like, say, Grizzly and stuff like that, or, you know, the Norliss tapes, maybe. I will make another video with probably a top 10 of those, the least well-known, or the least known horror movies of all time that are just awesome. So I'm going to get off here now, and I will talk to y'all guys later. See you.